If we're going to build a new social finance world, we need the legal tools to do it with. And in the commercial world, you'll find that one of the key things that big banks and financiers use are partnerships to bring together investors. And partnerships are highly efficient ways of doing that because they're what's called tax transparent. That means that each individual partner pays tax according to their own status. So if you want to have charities, for example, who don't pay tax, investing in a fund with non-charities, then a partnership's a good deal. What I've been looking at is legislation that Mark Owen has introduced in the United States with others called the Low Profit Limited Liability Company, the L3C. And what that does, it uses a company because confusingly in American ease, the word company means a partnership. And I want to replicate that in Britain. In Britain we have something called the Limited Liability Partnership, which gives you the benefits of a partnership plus the benefits of limited liability. And what I want to be able to do is mimic what Mark is doing in the States. So I've branded this idea the Social Enterprise LLP. Actually, I'm being slightly egotistical. It's not just me. I'm doing this with two other people, Arthur Wood and Michael Webber. And our idea is to get legislative change so that there is a recognised legal form of Social Enterprise LLP under British law. If that change happens, then it'll be easy to set up funds in which you mingle foundation money, government money and private sector money, with each player being subject to the restrictions of that statutory architecture. Well, it would go like this. Any SELLP, that's the shortening, would need to be set up to achieve a solely charitable purpose, which could be the relief of poverty, the protection of the environment, the promotion of sustainable development. It would always have to have a charity partner. The charity would be a golden partner in that it could veto changes to the Constitution so that it was there to make sure that the organisation lived up to its charitable purpose. Being configured like this, then charities could invest in it knowing that it was set up to achieve a charitable purpose as well as a financial one. And they could agree to take a lower financial return because they were getting a charitable or social return. Equally, governments could put money in knowing that the primary purpose was to deliver a charitable purpose, a social purpose, but also knowing there could be financial returns to investors. So the hope is here that we'll create a mechanism for commingling the public and the private sector's money. And that's really pretty important because the private sector, partly thanks to quantitative easing, now has colossal amounts of money. In Britain, top companies now control cash of £146 billion, which is 10% of British GDP. The top 445 companies in Europe have 446 billion euros in cash. And in America, the companies have $1.8 trillion in cash. They don't know how to invest it. So we're hoping that having an easy-to-use model could tap into those supplies of cash to help deliver, for example, the Millennium Development Goals, insofar as some of those can be done in a way that can yield financial returns. The key is, without the legal structure, each time people want to do this sort of thing, they come to people like me, I'm a lawyer, and I say, well, I'll write you a contract, but I've got to get regulatory clearance for it, I don't know whether it's going to work, and have you got the balls to do it? And most people say, that's going to cost money, I don't want to do it. So the key to any of these things is rather technical, nerdy, boring changes that can have huge social impact. So it may sound like a rather technical thing, but actually I believe a change like this could really deliver social impact. Well, in the States it's spreading. It's been adopted so far in 8, I believe it is, states and 2 Indian reservations. And more states are looking at it, and it's being reviewed at a federal level. And in the UK, the British government is looking at it at the moment. And we're in ongoing discussions with them about a legislative change to implement it. Well, hopefully, exactly. People will start saying, well, that's a good idea, and we'll change our own laws to do the same thing. I've been behind another reform in the United Kingdom where we reform company law to have a genuine social enterprise company. It's called a community interest company. And now that's being looked at in Canada and in Australia and in a number of other jurisdictions. So yes, if you start blazing a trail, other nations follow. Exactly. Well, it's basically, hopefully, using some of the wealth in philanthropy to engage with other financiers to deliver charitable ends.